Alright people, you're back. Another episode with Superman JP, the Black Vin Diesel, Shirtless J, all that good stuff. Whatever you want to call me, just don't call me Collect. We got this project, okay? The guy brought it to me, and he told me that it might be an AC leak. It turned out to be not leaking anything. I diagnosed the compressor, because the compressor was not turning at all. It was just sitting there. So we ordered a compressor. Compressor came in. I did not open it. And while I went underneath to take the splash guard off and all that good stuff, I noticed that the compressor wire was taken off of the compressor, so it wasn't hooked up, and also that there was a crack in the wire. So I reconnected that, taped it up, cut the truck on, and it started compressing. If you could say, it started compressing. Then after that, I ended up checking the high and low on it. Then I figured, hey, it was overcharged. The compressor was trying to compress stuff that it was just too much for it, and it had a lot of air in the line. So I figured I might as well do this little video. So here we go. What you're going to need, obviously, is some cans of this 134A. If you got the big Freon jug, that's cool too. I got 2 more cans down there. But you need your 134A. You need your tap for these little cans. These taps right there. Probably cost you about $7. You're going to need your low and high. And you're going to need your vacuum pump. I know I had one of these before, and it ended up getting stolen after the hurricane. But it'll cost you about $50. And then this high and low temp control and AC inject manifold Freon, that's going to cost you right around $49. Harbor Freight got them for $49. Other places they have them for $119 or something. But they're all kind of prices. You can find some decent prices on them. Anyways, after you vacuum it all out, you want to check with some PAG 46 for this '09 GMC Sierra. But just check your tab, usually in the front, and it'll tell you all stuff about the AC or whatever case, how much it takes and all that good stuff. But what we're gonna do is just use this PAG 46. There's other ones that you could use that go for different vehicles, but for this vehicle, PAG 46. And it will not take much, just a little bit to lubricate the compressor in the system. So what we're gonna do is vacuum this thing out. Go ahead and vacuum it out for just an hour to start. He's gonna vacuum. You're gonna make sure these gauges are all the way open, both of them, and let your vacuum get down to 30 psi. Once it gets down to 30 psi, it should hold. You know, negative 30 psi. You know what I'm saying. But let that run. You'll get down to negative 30 psi, and then you will, you know, just wash it after that hour and make sure it hasn't went up towards the positive side. If it goes up towards the positive side, then that means you got a leak. It's not holding a vacuum. So it's still vacuuming out. It's still vacuuming out now, but it's going to drop down to 30 psi right about now. It'll get to 30 and it'll just hold there. So, like I said, check back in about an hour, see where it's at. You'll notice that this compressor is making like click click sounds whenever, you know, it sounds like bugs hitting a bug zapper or something. So whenever you hear that, This right here. This snow is natural. It's just sucking out, moisture, some of the oil or whatever the case that is sucking out of the system. So it's going to hit the fin blades or whatever the case and disperse itself and all that good stuff. So don't be too concerned. You also see in the middle right here how it's got some fluid. That's what it's sucking up. And it sucks it through that hole in the back. So it's okay to just lean it backwards like this or whatever the case and get that stuff in there. It'll suck it up. But we're gonna come back in another hour and then do it again for 45 minutes. So we'll just come back after that. When you check it, make sure it stays at 30 through the whole time. If you lose PSI, then you got a leak somewhere. All right, hold on. Coming right back at you. All right, so it's been an hour. I've been watching it, me and Socks. It's still at the same negative 30 PSI, so that's good. I'm gonna take a break and either work on that bike or work on this bike. Get Socks some snacks. You want snacks, son? Big snacks, boy? Hey, calm down, son. Yeah, I'm gonna take a break, work on this, and then I'll come back to that. All right, so we took these old clutches out. I started sanding those. I gotta finish sanding those again. Got my good Reese's pick-me-ups. I got Socks, man. We good out here. We'll get back to that. Let's get back to this right now. Okay, it's still looking good at 30. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and just leave your pump running for a second here. We're gonna close these valves, all right? Close your low side. Close your high side. All the way. All the way. Take your pump. Turn your pump off. All right? Let everything just sit where it is there. Make sure you keep an eye on your oil next time you use it. These things can run forever, but you gotta run them with oil. All right, so that's done. I'm gonna need to set you guys down, especially since I got the wrong side up here. See that little piece right there? This little input so you can hook it to the big Freon and it'll press the valve, but we don't need that for now. So instead of taking this out, I'm just gonna flip it since I got this side, so it doesn't have that valve. It's just open. So let me go ahead and flip this up. Get right back at you. All right, so now this line has changed. As you see, it's open on this one. So we want it open so that we can take our little oil. I don't need much because I could tell there's still some oil left in the old one. Even though we sucked everything out, the oil, you really don't need much at all. So just a little goes a long way in this case. Often you would use UV dye as well, but this PAG oil I got here comes with UV dye, so for any future leaks, it'll be easier to find. That only ran me like $9, I believe, $10. And we're gonna take our little can of Freon here, since I'm doing this with one hand. It's awesome. We're gonna take our can, screw this bad boy on tightly, and the higher it is up, it's closed. So we're gonna go ahead and screw this down. If you ever feel it running low, just pick it up and shake it or rotate it or whatever. You hear it start to spray in right there. Alright, so now we're spraying. Shake this thing up a little bit. Just let it sit upside down. Do not let it sit on anything hot, because it'll blow up in your face, and you don't want that. So we're going to leave these knobs turned off, cans on. We're going to crank the engine up. Turn the AC on full blast here. The AC is on full blast. The AC button is not going to come on since there's no Freon in it. While this is open, we're going to go ahead and just open our low side, not the high. Do not open the high. Only open the low side. So we'll open this up. You'll see the Freon start to go in there, bubbling around. That's a good sign. Your low pressure side will go up, and your high pressure side will slowly start to go up. You see it slowly, gradually going up. We want it around 150. So we'll let this bleed in. This can is already cold, so that's a good sign. This one only has 12 ounces. So again, you go to your chart and we'll add them up. 12 ounces, this one says it takes 1.6 pounds, all right? So you do your math on how many cans you need to make it a 1.6 pounds, all right? I'll get right back at you. Let this thing drain up and we'll put another tube up. All right, so this can is done. It's going to be cold, and this next part of the job is going to be risky. So once this can is done, you can let it hang, and then make sure you got your glove on, thick glove, and grab you a little screwdriver, a little anything. Take your cap off for the middle valve here. Leave that out. It's got a bleeder valve on it, so you won't have to worry about nothing shooting out at you. And then you're going to tighten up your low side. So tighten up your low side, and then come up here. Hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. Before you go up there, make sure you turn your can off of anything else that might be coming out of it. All right? So have that thing off. Go back up here, and we're going to release the pressure that's up there. Make sure you have your safety glasses on as well. You don't want this stuff in your eyes. All right, that wasn't much pressure at all. We're going to take this can off and put a new one on. All right, check it. Once we got our new can on and it's all set up, before we open up our low side valve again, we're going to let out the air pressure until actual Freon starts coming out of the refrigerator. So let's do that. That didn't take no time at all. See the refrigerant still coming out? That's another thing to watch out for. When you see little fuzz still coming out, dripping out, that's because this thing is so cold, it starts freezing the little bleeder valve. That's what the cap's good for. See that cap back on there. Or just hit the bleeder valve again and make sure it stops. But put that cap back on there. And then we'll open up this low side and go ahead and get it up to pressure. And get it up to cold specs here. Let that go ahead and charge for about a minute. Come back to it and check it. Alright, so that's another can down. I'm going to close this low pressure valve. Get the can, unscrew it so that it's not under any pressure. Release. We're going to go ahead and take this cap off that you remember used to be frozen. Most likely still is some. It thaw out pretty quickly though, so once you hit this valve to release the air, yeah, it's pretty much warmed back up now. So we'll take our last can and put that thing on in there. We got the next can up here. It's pumping now. Give it a few shakes every now and then, rotate it and all that good stuff. Let it finish doing its thing. See if we're getting up the pressure with our high side. Everything's looking good. Going up to about 175, 200. You want it right in between that 150, 170, 200 is decent, but 150, 200, that's where you want to have it. And all that good stuff. And we're gonna make things happen. Let's go check how cold this thing is. Oh, she's blistering. And yeah, that's it. It's been a long video, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it off now. But this is a rough draft from what you need to do for your AC. If everything else is sound, keep in mind there's a accumulator down here. I'll give you some more light. Keep in mind there's an accumulator down here. You got an orifice valve right here. It's like a strainer. That thing is clogged up sometimes. That's something to watch out for. And your compressor, obviously, if it's not kicking on and off like this, see how it's on right now, and then it clicks off. That's how you know your AC is good, usually when it runs for a little longer than 2 seconds. If it's trying to pump and compress stuff, it usually going to click on and off, on and off, on and off. You want it to come on like it is now and stay on for a while and then cut off. Anyways, hopefully this helps somebody. If you got questions, concerns, motivational comments, things of that nature, leave it down in the comment section below. Subscribe, like this stuff, all that good stuff if you want to. Either way, regardless, I believe in you. Stay motivated, stay positive. You got something to do, get out there and do it. I believe in you. Appreciate you for watching. Sucks. Say peace out to the people, man. I know they want to see you. Say peace out, son. Say I'll holler at you. All right, we're out. This guy just want to look stuff.